Hello everyone, my name is Rabbi Hecht and I thank you for allowing me to visit with you. We're living in a very busy time. We only have another 2 weeks, a little bit less than 2 weeks for Passover. Most of us have already started cleaning the home, buying Passover products, agonizing about where we're going and who are we inviting and do we have enough chairs and so on and so forth. The children are learning the Passover songs. Thank God there's an energy in the air. And for some, it's a little bit frantic, but we are focused on the wonderful holiday of Pesach. After all, it's the birthday of the Jewish people. We should be focused on it. After all, it's a celebration of the highest magnitude. Together with this time, we're also studying the weekly Torah portion. And the rabbis tell us that it's not haphazard. Every Torah portion speaks to us not only in terms of the eternal lesson of the Torah, but it also sheds a light on the time period in which we're actually studying it. So here we are. As we are preparing for Pesach, we're also studying about the purification of a leper, which is the name of the Parshat Metzorah. Of course, as you probably know, it's not literally a leper, but it's the closest thing we have in English to explain a spiritual disease which manifests itself in a skin discoloration, usually. Part of this skin discoloration, it brings a spiritual impurity. This person is sent out of the Jewish community. He lives in isolation. After he's ready to be welcomed back in, he's brought back in, and there's a very elaborate ritual. There's birds that are brought and special water that's put into an earthenware vessel together with a cedar tree, a part of a cedar tree, a hyssop grapes, and in some mysterious way all of this comes together as the Torah elaborates, and the man then gets rid of his impurity. And I would like to share with you a thought. How do we bring these two ideas together? Here we are preparing for Pesach. Here we are learning about how the Metzorah is purified. Are these two parallel lines, or can we find somewhere where they intersect? What is Pesach? Of course, Pesach means to jump over or to pass over, and that celebrates the time when God jumped over the houses of the Hebrews while we were still slaves in Egypt, and we were saved, and then the following morning we left Egypt. But the rabbis read deeper into the word Pesach itself and actually said that the word Pesach could be seen not as one word meaning to jump or to pass over, but as actually two words. Pesach. Pe means the mouth, Sach means to talk. That we are now preparing for a festival of liberation where the mouth will talk. And if you think for a moment, you have to reflect and say to yourself, what do you mean? There's a festival where the mouth talks? We're always using our mouth. We're constantly talking. What does that mean to have a festival with Pesach? Well, spiritually it's been explained that while we were in Egypt, we were not capable of prayer. We did not yet have a Torah. The Jewish people could not express their identity. And when we were freed from slaves, then we were given the opportunity to talk, to express, and to reveal who we are and what we are. A magnificent thought and absolutely true. Let me share with you another thought related to this. Pesach is a reminder that our mouth should speak, but not always. Our mouth should speak, but not being in the land of Egypt. We should use our mouth to speak to get out of Egypt. What do I mean by that? Well, let's stop for a moment and think about this leprosy, this spiritual impurity. Why did it befall a person? So the Babylonian Talmud gives 7 reasons, and the first of the 7 reasons is that the person used his mouth inappropriately. In fact, the word Metzorah is seen as motzi, to take out, ra, bad. He used his mouth to bring bad. How did he bring bad through his mouth? He gossiped, he defamed. In general, he used his language and his ability of human communication, and he used it inappropriately. So here we have a Metzorah who was blessed with the ability to speak, but he did not use that blessing properly, and he has this skin disease. Now he's ready to come back to the Jewish people. He's learned his lesson. He wants to reaffirm the importance of his mouth. One of the symbolisms of this way of purification is it deals with birds. Why birds? Because birds chirp. They're constantly talking. They're constantly twittering. And the Metzorah, who used his language, who used his extra time just to speak and speak and speak, he was like a bird. So now when he realizes the consequence of speaking inappropriately, he looks at the bird and he learns from the bird what to do and what not to do. In a certain way, I feel that the Torah is actually prophesizing today's social phenomena. Today, we have Twitter. 200 million people tweet towards one another. What does that mean, to tweet? Well, it's either the chirping of a bird, or another definition, a short burst of information, usually inconsequential. What does that mean? Have we reached the level where we're using the human genius to create a technology to impart and to share things which are worthless? When I was growing up, a bird brain meant a person who, instead of using his capacity as a human brain, which is simply vast and prodigious, he uses the tiniest part, like a bird, which only has a small physical brain. But I have to tell you, no matter how bird-brained we were then, we never twittered. Somehow, you didn't just call up or waste time through conversation. In fact, it's not even conversation. Short bursts of information. What are you saying? What does it mean? I believe that to get out of Egypt, we have to also get out of the bird mentality. Or to put it slightly differently, to help get out of Egypt, we have to remind ourselves not to fall into the trap of the Metzorah, the man who used his language incorrectly and inappropriately. And in order to do that, he was reminded about what is a bird and what's the effect of acting like a bird. So here we are, very close to Pesach. We'll be using our mouth a lot during the holiday. We'll be singing songs. We'll be reading the Haggadah. We will be telling the story. We will be welcoming our family. We will be embracing our community. We will be using our mouth so beautifully. Truly, truly a birthday party to celebrate the magnificence of the potential to speak, Pesach. Let's hope and pray that we use our mouth intelligently. Our mouth should never, ever be used to abuse another person. Our mouth is much too precious for that. And in that merit of hearing good things being spoken and saying good things worthy to be heard, we will merit to hear those wonderful, glorious words that we're all waiting for. Higia zman ge'ulaschem. The time of your redemption has appeared. And hine Mashiach ba, behold, behold, the righteous Messiah is here to take us out of exile. May it be this year before Passover. Amen.